Mr. Speaker, the number one job of this government was to put our finances back in order after the last government lost control. Keir Starmer faces backlash after hostile response to citizens in public. You're not going to believe what just happened. Keir Starmer, the man leading Labour into what many say could be a defining election, has just faced one of the most uncomfortable moments of his career. A simple interaction with the public turned into something much bigger, something that now has people questioning his tone, his judgment, and even his ability to connect with ordinary citizens. The backlash has been fast, brutal, and impossible to ignore. And the way Starmer reacted in that moment, let's just say it's going to be replayed, debated, and used against him for weeks to come. Welcome to Back Britain Unfold. The incident unfolded on a busy high street in northern England. Keir Starmer, surrounded by aides and cameras, stopped to speak with a group of citizens. It was meant to be a chance to show his human side, to connect outside of the Westminster bubble, but instead it backfired. One member of the public raised concerns politely but firmly about the cost of living, about the struggle to make ends meet, and about Labour's vague promises. Instead of engaging calmly, Starmer's response came across as dismissive, even hostile. His tone sharpened, his body language stiffened, and at one point he snapped back with a remark that critics say sounded more like a lecture than a conversation. Within minutes, phones were out. The exchange was filmed, uploaded, and by evening it was viral. For a man trying to project steady leadership, the optics were disastrous. Keir Starmer has spent years branding himself as Mr. Sensible, the calm, serious alternative to the chaos of recent governments. But politics isn't just about policies, it's about perception, about how you make people feel. And in that moment, Starmer didn't look like a man listening. He looked like a man losing patience with the very people he claims to represent. A senior political editor noted, "You can recover from a bad policy launch, you can recover from a weak speech, but when voters see you dismiss them face to face, that leaves a scar." And that's exactly what reform and conservative voices are now circling around. Social media erupted almost instantly. One comment read, "This is why people don't trust politicians anymore. They can't even hear us without snapping." Another went viral saying, "If this is Starmer in opposition, imagine him in power, no thanks." But Labour loyalists pushed back. Some argued the video was clipped unfairly or taken out of context. One Labour MP even told a journalist, "Keir is under immense pressure. He's human, but voters also need to see the bigger picture," which is change after years of Tory mismanagement. Still, the damage was done. Once a clip like that gains momentum online, it shapes the narrative no matter how many clarifications follow. This isn't happening in a vacuum. The UK's political climate right now is charged. Families are squeezed by rising costs, communities feel ignored, and faith in politicians is scraping the bottom. For months, Starmer has been criticised for being too careful, too bland, and too robotic. Ironically, this time he wasn't robotic. He was sharp, raw, and defensive. But that shift didn't win him points. It cost him. Opponents seized the moment. A Reform UK spokesperson posted, "Starmer can't handle ordinary people. He's more comfortable in the bubble of Westminster than on Britain's streets." Even a Conservative backbencher added, "If Labour thinks this is leadership, they're in trouble." And the timing couldn't be worse. With an election likely within the next year, every stumble matters. For Keir Starmer, this wasn't just a rough clip. It was a reminder of the fragile line he walks. Labour's lead in the polls is strong, but not unshakable. One or two moments like this amplified on social media, and suddenly the picture shifts. Because what's the one thing every politician fears most? Losing the ability to connect with the public. And for millions of undecided voters, especially those outside London, moments like these speak louder than any manifesto. So here's the big question. If Keir Starmer can't hold his cool with a handful of citizens in public, how will he handle the firestorm of a full election campaign? If he can't soften his tone now, when the spotlight is bright but not yet blinding, what happens when every step, every word, every stumble is magnified across the nation? Because make no mistake, this was today's important update. We want to make it clear that our videos do not contain any kind of misinformation. Our only goal is to deliver true and verified news from across the UK, right here on Britain Unfold. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the Britain Unfold channel. Thank you.